So if that was me saying to you, that saying that statement to you that I'm done, you know, it's been a good ride, but I can't do this no more. What would your answer be?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you positive? And then my next question would be, once you walk out the door, it's no coming back. That's it. I'm not gonna get myself worked up because we talked about this. We tell the children this. You can't control stuff that's out of your control.
You know what I say to you, Pedro? It was simply the best.
Stop. Why you gotta try to throw Tina Turner in there? Stop. Could you
okay, sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
Because you're going off the thing, the reservation.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
But you know what? I don't know. I'd just be like, look, it's been a good ride.
You are not, Todd. You are lying. It's been a good ride.
I loved you,
Todd. Don't.
It would not. You know what? Some people leave people.
It
right?
would not be that way, folks. I'm telling you right now, it would not be that way.
Some people leave and try to do like a sabbatical thing for themselves, where they just need space from people or space from their spouse, and they just need to think things through. They need to do all of that, right? And then later they may come back and see you in a different light.
Drop the beat now.
Hello, and welcome to Marriage Care Podcast with your host Tara
and Pedro. Hello, everybody. How you all doing today?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I was looking up something. So we want to thank you for joining us today on the Marriage Can Heal podcast. How was your day?
I had a good day. My allergies been acting up on me.
Yeah, so you don't be snorting and stuff in the camera.
I'm trying not to do that scratchy throat thing. You know how you go. Like that. So I'm trying not to do that. But anyway, I just took some Piriton. My eyes are itching. My throat is itching. Everything is just doing the most right now.
It seemed like Sky may be developing some allergies. She's been having some issues.
Yes, she had been saying her eyes been itchy. Her throat, I think she said her throat was itchy. When she would be around grass and stuff like that. And lately, since I've been going outside walking to get Kai from school, all of this stuff is flying around and debris and just.
You got driven today, though. You didn't go.
I know, but I'm saying the last. You drove me one day today.
I drove you one day. Anyway, I'm not tripping.
Yes, you are. Anyway, I was walking and all the dandelions just flying all over the place and all of that. So it just really kind of pulled some allergies to start acting up.
All I said was it was not today because you was in the car.
Anyway, I think my daughter, our oldest one, is developing some environmental allergies. So yeah, but I think the Piriton and stuff been working. But I know her eyes been itching a lot, so we may need to get her some drops.
We had drops.
Yeah, she had said, "Mommy, I told Daddy I wanted to take the drop this morning," and he told her, "No, you can't take her to school."
Wait! You said that. I know. How is that? I get blamed for everything. Wait a minute. I didn't even say that. I put the drops in her eyes this morning. You're the one that said no.
Either way.
Did you not? Aren't you the one that said no? So how is that you didn't correct her either? That's messed up.
Yeah,
I thought we were a team. I thought we were in this together.
We are.
You let me take the fall though.
I'm sorry, Peter.
No, you're not.
But anyway, the point is, I hope my baby. It just seemed like I gotta make sure when she goes out now to make sure she got her some medicine with her. Because listen,
all our kids gonna have to. Well, not Kai, hopefully.
But yeah.
So
how's your week, babe?
My week has been good.
Yeah.
Work, driving.
You had an off day today, a little bit.
It wasn't really off, but I had most of the day off. Well, I had one job, but yeah.
Yeah, so you was halfway off. You only had one job.
Yeah, but I still had to work.
Yeah,
that's not off.
You was off making money. Went to do your job. you still make money. So you had a win-win.
I know I'm blessed because even if I get one job for the day, I still get paid.
Yeah, no,
so
I'm
thank
saying.
God for that blessing.
It was a win-win.
Yes, it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what episode we on today?
Yeah, I
18,
don't know.
I think we on episode 18.
You're the one that keeps in track with that. So
Yeah.
what? This is season 3, episode 18.
Season 3, episode 18.
You sure?
I think so. I
I
think
don't
it
think
is.
you're sure.
I think it is.
Okay, you think.
but yeah, so-
Thinking and knowing is two different things.
Whatever. So today's topic we're going to touch on is
Well, before you even get into all of that,
Oh, okay.
I know we're on the radio, but for those that are not, even for the ones that are on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
we just want to, we have something in the works coming up,
Yes.
and we're gonna be printing T-shirts.
Yes.
Tower's
Which you
going
can
to
see right here.
Tower's going to be
Heal.
printing T-shirts.
Yeah.
We're wearing one of the T-shirts today, which says "Marriage Can Heal."
Yeah, and we will
And
be
then
doing
it
other.
says, Deliver. What does it say at the bottom?
But you can't read backwards. Believe in your union.
Sorry. Yeah, believe in your union.
It's no deliver anywhere.
It's only because my eye was a little, my eye was a little foggy.
Okay, blame it on the contact.
It was. My eyes were a little foggy.
Okay, so marriage can heal. Believe in your union.
Yeah, and that's something new that you put there. So I'm not used to that. So
yeah, so that's a little slogan. But yeah, so I'll be making T-shirts, just not just marriage can heal, but different logos and stuff that people may want. Which is I'm getting the website and everything together now, which would be called the PSKG Designs. And that's going to be the name of it. So next time I have more information
And
to
that's
give you
for
guys.
Pedro, Sky, Kaya, Goddard.
Yes.
Design.
So yeah. So I have more information on the next time we on the merch.
And we put their name because this is going to be something to build for them.
Yes.
In the future.
Mm-hmm.
We always need to do things for our children, build for our children, give them something to have.
Definitely. I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm. So we came up with that. You came up with the idea, not me. Actually, you did.
Yeah, but we working together. You working together.
Yeah, no, but you don't. You did come up with the idea. I just support it.
Yeah, and I appreciate your support. You're so supportive.
Yeah. So, you appreciate it because you put that stuff in the. How many women do this to their husband? Just put it in the basket and say, "Hey, I put something in the basket." Amazon. Or don't even tell me, and I just happen to go look, and I'm like, why do we have 10 items in a basket? And look, I'm like,
But
okay.
what I was trying to do, I was trying to make sure.
No, what you're trying to do is get everything.
How much
you was getting everything at once. No, that's a lie. You was trying to get everything at once.
No,
you always try to do it at once.
That's not true, and the truth ain't in it.
The truth shall set you free.
I'm free in.
Well, I'm about to move because lightning's about to strike.
But yeah, I'm excited about this topic that we're going to talk about today. And we're on season 3, episode 18. And the title of it is Should I Stay? Yeah.
Actually, we should have changed the title, but it's too late now.
Why?
So should I stay?
What you was going to change it to?
Because what we're talking about is not really about, it's not should I, is leaving. We're really talking about leaving. Waking up one morning, and because if you all know me by now, I don't believe in hypotheticals, but I have to relent because as I think about it,
it's nothing wrong with hypotheticals.
Can I finish my statement? Dang, you always got to stop me.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Even though we live in a world that everything is, in front of us, hypotheticals do help us to navigate through life. So we came up with a little bit of a hypothetical in the sense of that. What if we woke up one morning? Tara said, what if we woke up one morning and you didn't want to be married to me? What would you do? Or what would I do?
Right, vice versa.
And we said, hey, that could be something we can talk about.
Yeah.
So even though it says, should I stay? It's really about waking up and just deciding, or not even waking up, just deciding one day to say, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want to be married anymore. Well, I don't be married to you anymore.
Is that a scary thought to you?
Nope.
It's not?
No, because that's what you want to do. Peace out.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big decision to make for someone to come to that conclusion that, okay, I'm done with everything. I'm done being a wife, or I'm done being a husband. We can still see about our children, but I'm done with this whole persona of us being together, us working this whole thing out. I'm gonna do me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Without even talking to. But I think the best thing is to try to go to your wife or husband or partner, and well, mostly, going to them saying, "Look, I don't want to
You're
do
going
this
right
anymore."
into it though. You got to get the gist
No,
of it.
I know.
Because
I'm getting the gist of it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
No
yeah. Are
problem.
you gonna let me finish my statement?
Not really.
Okay. So, so yeah, just being in that, having that type of mindset and thinking about leaving. Like, are you already going? Like,
Well, I think sometimes you kind of can sense it. I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I just chuckled while you was talking because I was just thinking about. You asked me a question and just something popped in my head
what was it?
when you said, would I be? What did you ask? Would I be upset or would I be thing if you was to leave?
Yeah. How
And
would you
I said,
feel about it?
I wouldn't feel anything because, like if you lived in the States, I would just be like, all right, I'll just call immigration, come get her.
Why is that immigration in the States, Peter? I'm from the States.
No, I'm talking about here. I'll be like, peace out.
Oh,
You don't want to be with me? Immigration. We're not married anymore. You got to go.
I'm not afraid of that.
I know you're not afraid. Oh, you are afraid of it a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. The only
Mm.
reason I was afraid of it because our marriage and we trying to still be together.
All right, well,
At
listen,
the end of the
okay,
day,
don't get, wait,
at the
don't
end of the
get,
day,
we're talking about
oh, let me
hypotheticals here,
finish.
so don't get irritated.
I'm talking about hypotheticals right now. I'm saying at the end of the day, if I wanted to go, I could just skip right on over and just do what I got to do.
I know that. That's the point.
You know what I'm saying? Because people stay in marriages for a whole lot of reasons. They stay in there for security. They stay in there because they ain't got nowhere else to go, and they solely dependent on that person.
Why you getting, see, look at you. You're already getting irritated. That's why.
I'm not irritated. I'm talking this hypotheticals.
Tara, I know you. You getting thing because you're getting.
I'm not.
Your voice is elevating.
Okay, I like elevation.
No.
So what I'm saying is, no, seriously. What I'm saying is, it's not about that. Why you always got to go to the extreme of
who's going to the extreme? You are.
That.
All I was saying is that you asked me a question and I answered it.
No, but that's not answering the question. I really want a true answer for you to say, all I'm gonna do is call immigration. That's dumb.
Why is that dumb? We calling me dumb?
No, I'm saying
you just called me dumb. You just said that's dumb.
The statement is dumb.
You called me dumb.
No, because you're trying to be funny, and I'm asking you
actually, I'm not trying to be funny.
Hypothetical question.
I guarantee somebody chuckled when I said that, so I don't think I'm trying to be funny.
So
I know I'm being funny.
Whatever, Peter. Could you talk with your eyes open? So what I'm saying is, how do you feel about the statement of we growing apart?
Oh, I hate that statement.
Why? Why do you hate it?
Because you what happened before you grew apart? That's the new phrase that they use for divorces. A lot of people getting divorced, different reasons. A lot of people already knew that the divorce was on the horizon. Some people getting divorced because they're like, I'm in love with same sex or another person that's like them. But that's not going apart. That's just you choosing to leave your marriage. That's just a phrase that they use because that's the new. We talked about this. That's the phrase they use. They usually use I can't even think. I can never say this thinking word, but it's irreciprocal differences, something like that.
You need to Google it.
I'm telling you, but now they don't use that phrase. They use, we're growing apart. What's growing apart? I mean, what really do you do when you grow apart? And in all honesty, I think even the funny thing is, in my opinion, even in our marriage, we've been 18. It'd be 18 in October. I think even during the time we've been married, we have actually separated or gone apart, and we have to, come back together. If that makes sense.
Wait a minute. So let me let this make this make sense. So I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So you're saying that we have grown in our own ways in our marriage, but we're not allowing that growth to take us away from
each other. Exactly.
Our union. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you grow because as you get older, you get smarter,
wiser,
potentially. You get wiser, and and the thing is that you start doing other things. So growing to me is going in a job. growing as a parent, growing as a couple,
or individual. Yeah.
as an individual,
Mhm.
growing and studying, going to school to from your bachelor's to your MD.
So your spiritual growth.
I was going there next.
Yeah. So I would just put it in
Yeah.
there for you.
Okay. Thank you.
We're a team, innit?
No.
Keep going.
Yeah, we're definitely a team. But yeah, spiritually, you will grow.
Mhm.
So, like I say all the time, especially for us, spiritually was definitely one thing because when we was going through the problems we was going through, you was more spiritual than me, and I
Mhm.
had to grow to catch up. If I
Mhm.
didn't catch up with you, and not that I had to be equal with you spiritually, but if I
Right.
didn't go in my own spirituality, then we would have had an issue because you'd have been up here and I would have been still down in the middle somewhere.
Right.
And we wouldn't have been in the sync.
But that's because you wanted to. Because when we
That's my point.
right
But
when we
that's
come
not
out
what you
of
asked. You
right,
just
but no,
asked me.
no, I'm saying when we come out of when a person come out of the mindset of thinking of their own feelings and how they gonna get through the whole process after they have made their decision to want to leave, then I think a person have to make a decision to want to grow with the other person if they seeing them grow.
Yeah, but you know, some people they grow apart because they get jealous. Oh, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Especially if a woman is coming up.
Right.
You know, like men would be like, "Oh, you're doing too much. You need to stay in your place."
Stay in your
that, you know,
lane.
that must not. I can't say these words, but you know that monotony. What's the word?
The
Macho
type of thing.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking of the other word. But yeah, macho kind of thing. You know, so um, and like some men, like if you was working, you was making more money than me, I'll be like, cool. But some men would be like, oh, I can't believe she's making. You know, I should be the breadwinner.
Mhm.
You know, it wouldn't affect me in that way because it wouldn't bother me.
Right.
You know, because I think like with say with my job,
Mhm.
my job, there's the CEO, then there's the manager, then there's the workers, and then there's us, like the collectors. And I always say to people, you know, I may be at the bottom of the totem pole because I'm the collector. I don't get that much information, but
Mhm.
my job is the more important job because without me going to collect, then I can't send the samples off for them to test, which then brings in the money for the company.
Mhm.
So, you know, we all have a role to play.
Mhm.
And even if he was making more money than me, it wouldn't bother me because I could still be the husband. Now it's just a matter of because you're making more money, then you have to check your ego because then some couples get into that where the wife is like, well, I make more money than you, so I should be making the decisions and you know, and not trying to take over the decision making, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
You know. But as for like growing apart, I just don't like that phrase because I just think it's just a cop out. Because people grow apart. We grow apart daily, but it's just a matter of even though we may grow apart, some days doesn't mean that I'm going to give up on my marriage.
Right, but I think when a person have made that type of decision, they've been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why
Right.
there's a cop out because they're like,
Right.
"Oh, we grew apart." No, you've been growing apart since like a month ago,
Well,
2 months, or three. Yeah,
you've been thinking about leaving for a
right.
while now. Did you
Mhm.
just now finally say, you know what? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. You
You
made
know, I mean,
your mind up. But
sometimes the stress of the marriage. Sometimes people
you could be
say they're
financially
not.
stressed.
Yeah, physically stressed, mentally stressed,
So,
spiritually stressed. I mean, there's different types of stress. They could be, you know, this is why we say when you're married, keep it all in house, you and your wife, you and your husband, because when you have outside influences, that can put a strain on your marriage. And then you be like, well, you know, I'm gonna wake up one morning, be like, I just can't do this anymore. I don't want to be with you.
Mhm.
You know, so that could be a reason. So that's why we always tell you. That's why we would say on the podcast, on the show,
Right.
to stay, you know, within just you and your wife. Keep stuff, you know, just talk it out amongst yourself. You don't have to go broadcast it to the family. Because as we talked before, when you say things to the family, oh, believe me, a year later they may be like, oh, look, he's back or she's back doing this again because you know, I remember last year when they did this, you know, and you're like, wait, you don't even remember. You're like, what are you talking about? Like last year when such and such, and you're like, what? And then you realize, oh man, they still holding on to, you know, to that. So I think growing apart, I just don't. I don't know. I don't like that phrase. I just think it's a cop. I just think it's a cop
I
out.
think for me, really thinking about the fact of someone leaving if someone's saying, if I'm saying to you and you want me to stay, but I want to go, how, and right now you're hurting, you going through a whole lot of like, why you want to do this? It could bring so much stress on the kids, yourself, but at that time you're only thinking of what you want. You're not thinking of the children, you're not thinking of your spouse. You just want to go, and when you mentally going and you just there physically, it just bring more madness and drama to the marriage, where you just there,
Okay,
but you
how
don't really
about
want to be there.
so we're talking about what would you do if one day the person says just I want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
What if
Yep.
you're having marital issues
Mm-hmm.
and you separate, and while you're separated you find somebody else,
Mm.
and now you are in love with the
The person that
the
you
person that you with.
cheating with, yeah.
Yeah, because it is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also still married and you're still in love with your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do then?
Shoot, that's a hard one.
I would leave, me personally, because I think I've told you this before. I ain't fighting. That for me, once I'm told that I can love you both. There's no way you can love two people both. Not in that context.
At the end of the day, a person, once somebody feeling neglected from their spouse, somebody not feeling like the other person is giving them as much attention that they
Hey,
need.
that's not what I'm.
No,
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of people,
no. See, you're jumping because I'm saying. So you are married, you
right,
separate.
mm-hmm,
So that's like saying we got married,
right,
we separated,
mm-hmm,
and then you decided that you wanted to be with somebody else, or you didn't even intend for it to happen. It just happened.
right.
And so now you're in this conundrum because you're like, oh, if I love you both.
Mm.
Me personally, I'd just be like, you know what, take them, peace out, and I would leave.
I'd be like, don't go.
No, because there's no way. If the other person is saying
I
like,
would
if
leave
the
him.
other person,
I'd be like, I will leave him. Don't worry. And then and try to work on my feelings
nah.
for you.
But see, that's right. You said work up your feelings. See, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So that's my point. How do you, you know,
Right.
how do you work to that? Because you just said I have to work on my feelings. Why? Your feelings should be already there for me.
Well, you're cheating because you're feeling like you need to get something that the other person is not giving you. That completeness or something that you're trying to feel, and you think you in love.
No, what happened? I mean,
You think you in
you
love, but
separated.
it could be a
You separated,
lustful
so
thing.
maybe you just find, you just got that companionship that you need that you wasn't having, or that like loneliness because you're not with your spouse at the time.
Yeah.
So somebody else swoops in and takes over.
As I thought about your question, how could you really you can love you say you love the person that you're cheating with, but then you say you love your husband, but how so? When
I don't believe that's a possibility.
especially, like you go and especially a woman, I would say, you go and you sleep with this man and he giving you everything you think you need, and you falling hard, and you turn around and say, I still love you though. But how? You don't love them the same.
That's my point.
Because even if you end up staying with your husband or your wife, you're gonna feel an emptiness because you love the person that you with, that
No,
you cheating with.
because remember, well, I'm gonna give a little plug because that was part of the conversation that we had, that we listened to from, is it Late Night Conversations?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, Late Night Conversations of Oliver and Denise Marcel.
Mm-hmm.
They come on Facebook, and it's Oliver and Denise Marcel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was part of the question that they was talking about like once you get that, because women especially, they connect.
They connect on an emotional
Right.
level.
So now how do you, if you got back with the person, if you got back with your spouse and now you're working through your marriage, are you gonna be able to like shut it down, not remember what it was like?
It depends on how good it was.
Well, in that conversation, they said remember he said it was class 7, and then your spouse is cloud 3. So how do you? And I'm sorry I'm biting. It's just because it's part of the conversation. But how do you, cloud 7, cloud 3? How do you handle that? Because now you're like, oh, this is all the things I was doing, and now I'm back to just
You know
doing
what I
simple
think? I
things.
think at the time you think because they giving you this and because you're looking for something different at the moment, you think it's everything, right?
Mhm.
Until you actually leave your marriage and then go with that person and really as you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, this is not what I thought it was.
It could be that
I'm
sometimes.
just saying, this is just me hypothetically saying it's like this is not what I thought it was. I thought he was giving me all of this. I thought he was giving me the whole 10 yards, but really I should have just stayed where I was. Maybe I am still in love with my husband or my wife. Maybe, what I thought I was feeling is no longer there. Because it was just a sex thing, right? So you emotionally connected because you have laid with someone and you have now become emotional connected. But then when things start going wrong because at some point,
see, you're trying to clean it up.
I'm
You
hypothetical.
become
No, let me
sexually
finish.
connected.
Well, let me finish. So you in a relationship, everything going good. You thinking everything is going good until one day it's not.
Well, because no relationship is going to be perfect, and
That's
no
what I'm
relationship
saying.
is going to think.
So you may hypothetically, I'm hypothetically talking now. So you may be like, I thought this was what I wanted. I thought he was what I wanted. And then when you sit back and you look at him or her, you like, this is not what I want.
Yeah, no, but that's the problem with
Now
that.
you want to go back. But then would you take the person back?
But see, that's a whole different subject. I wasn't trying to get into that. I was just talking about leaving.
Yeah.
And then finding somebody else, and then it complicates things even more in the sense of now you're added an extra, some people, like they add
extra headache.
not even a headache, just an extra problem, extra situation.
Headache.
That why is it a headache though?
Because now you torn between two things.
But that's of your own doing, so it's not a headache; it's a problem.
It's a headache for the person that's dealing with it because now you're like, oh, your mind is,
okay. So undue stress.
So you're just like, how am I? What I'm gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? It's messy. It's
Right.
all the way messy.
So that's more stress than headache.
Yeah.
I got to tease you on that.
It's a headache, like I said it was.
Stress.
Anyway.
So we've actually met a couple that the husband left.
Yes.
And
but it was not due to infidelity.
But why is it only infidelity that you're talking about leaving?
Well, that's true.
See, some people leave for other reasons. Some people just wake up.
That's true.
See, Ty, you're always stuck on sex.
I'm just throwing it out there.
You're always stuck on sex.
No, you said
wait, no.
I just put infidelity. I just said
no,
that.
you always. All I'm saying is
I said it.
Not they, but people. We're talking about leaving, waking up one morning and saying, "I don't want to be with you anymore."
Mm-hmm.
We know of couples that's happened.
Yeah.
We know of couples that have left after a certain time of being married. Some people have like a set time. We'll stay married for 15 years for the kids, but once they get this age, I'm out.
Wow, that happens though.
It does happen. I know that.
People stay in the game for.
Yeah, and that's what I just said.
Yeah,
that.
I was just saying people do. They stay in the game for however long till the kids get 18 and be like, I'm out.
Some go before even then.
Yeah.
So I mean, some people, the point of is like, what would you do if you was to just wake up one morning and your spouse would be like, I want to leave. I don't want to be with anymore. Wow. What would be your
I
village?
Guess what I was like, why? What's the problem? Why we can't talk about this? Why can't we let's really talk about this? Where you going? I guess that's what I would say. Where you going? Like, I mean, what's happening?
And if they
you
said,
bored now? You bored? Some people get bored in their marriage.
See, you can't. Number one, you can't talk and then start asking questions.
No, I'm saying people get bored.
Todd, they get a lot of things. You're trying. I love you to death, but you know what your problem is? You always got to have a reason.
Well, sometimes it is a reason.
And sometimes it's not.
And so you just wake up and say, you know what? It's no reason.
Yeah,
I just want to go.
Some people just wake up and say they've had enough. I don't want to be married anymore.
So that means that's still a reason then.
That's not the reason you would want, though. You just said, "Oh, is it boring? Am I doing something wrong?
I'm asking all these different questions.
Is that? But that's my point.
You just asked me what I would do. I'm telling you how I would respond.
No, I'm not saying that. I know that's how you respond. My point is that if I woke up one morning and I said, "Tar, I don't want to be married anymore," you would want a more detailed response.
I would, because I didn't spend. I didn't invest it. I haven't invested years with you, so I deserve a reason.
You don't deserve anything.
Yes, I do. I deserve to know why you want to go. Just tell me. Just
and
tell
if
me
I say because I
up.
just don't want to be with you anymore.
Okay, so you just don't want to be with me no more. You just said
that's a reason.
You just don't want to be with me no more. Okay, fine. You just don't want to be with me no more. But now
why?
Now why? Because if you leaving me, at some point you're gonna be with somebody else. So I'm
not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
So you're just gonna be hanging out by yourself.
You don't. It's not your concern anymore. I've left.
You know what it is? That's selfishness.
It could be whatever you want to call it, but
it's
that's
straight up selfishness.
It could be whatever. Selfishness. It could be whatever you want to call it.
No, but on the serious tip, without you adding anything else, but give me a real answer. So if that was me saying to you, that statement to you that I'm done, it's been a good ride, but I can't do this no more. What would your answer be?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you positive? And then my next question would be, once you walk out the door, there's no coming back. That's it. I'm not gonna get myself worked up because we talked about this. We tell the children this. You can't control stuff that's out of your control.
You know what I'll say to you, Pedro? It was simply the best.
Stop. Why you gotta try to throw Tina Turner in there? Stop. Could you
okay, sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
Because you're going off the thing, the reservation.
Off the rock. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
But you know what? I don't know. I'd just be like, look, it's it's been a good ride.
You are not, Todd, you are lying. It's been a good ride.
I loved you,
Todd. Don't. It would not.
You know what? Some people leave people.
It would not be that way, folks. I'm telling you right now, it would not be that way.
Some people leave and try to do like a sabbatical thing for themselves, where they just need space from people or space from their spouse, and they just need to think things through. They need to do all of that, right? And then later they may come back and see you in a different light and be like, I don't.
If you decide you don't walk out, keep walking. Don't look back. You better be like Lot's wife. Don't look back, because if you look back, you're gonna turn to a pillar of salt. Because my eyes are gonna be like,
you're gonna be done.
I'm done. DONE.
Oh God.
To the fullest.
Done.
That's right.
Man.
So
that's hard.
But no, I mean, you're right in that sense. Though we should have a conversation. Why?
I just know for me, and I'm sure somebody else out there, if someone asks, if your spouse comes to you saying that, you're gonna be you want to ask them questions. Why? Like tell me why, what's going on? I didn't even know. And say at some point, some people don't see the signs. Some people don't even realize that their spouse is at the end.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I think people see the signs, they just choose not to recognize them.
What are the signs?
Everybody's different. So I mean, some signs could be like
people being dismissive,
disinterest,
never want to
do things together. Sexual intimacy is next to none. But matter of fact, they said this, like, if sexual intimacy is next to none, but there's no argument, like if you and I don't have sexual intimacy for 2 weeks, I'm coming to you and be like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. What's up? Like, I know you tired. I know you this. I know you that. But daddy needs a cut. Daddy needs a little break. I need a piece of the pie or something.
Right.
So if they're not like questioning or asking or and instigating or
Just being more involved.
yeah, being more involved, like, hey, and then you just say no, then but they still like trying to push up.
But you know what? I guess you could notice the offness that may
I mean,
be
some people
going
don't
on.
notice because they just, like I said, they don't want to notice because they're doing their own thing. And sometimes you get so busy you just don't pay attention.
You thinking everything okay?
Yeah, because sometimes in marriages you get too comfortable with each other where you just think
you get complacent.
Yeah, where you just think, oh, everything's fine,
He ain't gonna go nowhere. She ain't gonna go nowhere. We in for the long haul.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, the other person is actually sitting back contemplating how they gonna get
Or
their
even better
apartment.
yet,
Let
even
me
worse
finish.
yet.
How
Go
they
ahead.
gonna go and get their apartment and fill their whole house with furniture.
Oh,
No, I'm serious. Some people actually take the time and go get a whole apartment, fill it up, get themselves prepared to leave. And then when they leave, they got somewhere to go. I'm
We
serious.
talked about this. What have you ever
It's
what
messed
would
up.
you ever do if I did something like that?
I'd be like, so you got a whole life. You planned everything out. You just want to say, "Hello." You just going.
What if I just wanted to do it so I could just have my own peace and quiet?
No, you can have your peace of quiet in the room. You can go find a closet downstairs somewhere. You're not finna go get a whole another place. That's crazy. That's wild.
We only talk about that because we was watching a TV show and that happened, and we was just like,
that's wild.
Tyler looked at it and I said to Tyler, I thought I could go get a room. She looked at me like, boy, you better not go get. She was like, did you get a room? And I'm like, no.
I mean, if people didn't got to that to that degree of actually went and did all of that, and but by the time they come to you, they set in stone with their decision. You know what I'm saying? And then they like, I'm just going. It's easier for them to leave because now they didn't set everything up. They didn't got all the money out of their account or whatever it is. They didn't went and did. They didn't set their whole new life up. And by the time you the person that's being that's left alone, that person got to deal with how they gonna deal with life after that. You know what I'm saying? How you maneuver? How do you how especially if you got children? How are we gonna work this thing out with that? Like what's the next
Children
goal?
are very resilient. That work itself out.
No, I'm just saying, just when you thought you was with a mate that was going to be with you forever, your forever is now never.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you thinking that person stuck to you like glue when it has pretty much lost its seal. It's no more zeal in the marriage.
Well, I mean, that kind of happened to us. I thought everything was good, but sometimes you have situations and you get back together and then you think everything is good, but there's still something missing.
Yeah.
And like, I never thought that you was going to leave. And then you came to me and told me, and I was like, I didn't get mad, but I was just like, wow. Because I actually expected that. And like I said, so I guess, I mean, thinking about it in that sense, you could be kind of blindsided by somebody coming to you just one day and say, I don't want to be with you no more. I want to leave.
And it makes you think, is the love enough? Like, did you really love me?
Well, we talked about that, Todd. Love is not.
No, I'm hypothetically
I know
speaking.
that.
Like, is love enough?
Love is not enough
to keep people together.
No. I mean, you have to love somebody to make it work. You have to love somebody to because let me put it this way. What's love got to do with it?
What's love?
Could you stop?
Sorry.
It's not a singing
I'm
thing.
Sorry, it just came in my mind when you said,
I knew he was going to do that too. I said I was like, I don't want to, because I know you was going to do that.
But you know what? At the end of the day,
we could do a singing thing at the end.
Okay, fine.
You could sing for 5 minutes.
Okay, so thank you. So at the end of the day, yeah, true. What's love got to do with it? Do people really marry now for love? Or is it just, it got to be a combination of things. It got to be, because y'all want to grow together, money.
Some people, like you said,
security.
some people marry for security. Some people marry for companionship. Some people marry because they do love. Mm-hmm. Love is an important factor, but
it's not the main.
It's not. Is a main. Okay, love is important to have. Love is what keeps the marriage together.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, in my opinion, love does not always save the marriage, because you see a lot of people that get divorced and say they become best friends after they got divorced. So why, if you was best friends when you was married, I mean, before you got married or after you got married, you got
Right.
divorced, why could you just stay married? So love doesn't always, and they say, I will always love you, which I hate that phrase too. But, you know, why love does not preclude you from getting a divorce, because along with the love is hard work. Along with the love is compassion. It's commitment. It's, you know, what's the word? The thing to make yourself want to do it. That drive to make the marriage work. To
True.
when you feel yourself growing apart,
Mm.
to say, okay, we need to get together. We need to fix this. We need to talk. We need
Right.
to have a hard conversation.
Heart to heart, yeah. But you know what? I was looking at a marriage retreat thing that Pastor Brown was talking about one time, and I came across something that he said. And he said that love is very poor basis on which two people should get married, and that if they have that's all they got going for, they love high, then they should terminate the relationship, because love is not enough to keep the marriage going.
That's what I just said.
That's what
And
you
I didn't
just
even,
said.
and I
And
didn't
you
even
didn't
look
even
at
say
that.
that. You didn't even look at that.
I
I
didn't
was
know.
just,
I haven't. I need to look
when
at
you
the.
when you said that, I thought I read it.
I need to go to the
Yeah.
YouTube and watch it. I haven't had a
Mhm.
chance to watch. I'm gonna sit down one day and take a minute and
Yeah,
watch it.
it was really interesting, because because if that's all you got that's all you got keeping you together, because I love him, I love her, but then you ain't happy with nothing else, then love is definitely not enough to keep it together.
Yeah, love does not. As a person, for me, who's been through it, and I know love does not um save a marriage
Mm,
at all. The
mm.
person can still leave even though they
They can
love you.
still love you and be separated from you,
Yeah, they can still
and be
love you.
like, I love right,
I just
right.
said they can
You
still
did say
love you
that.
and
You
leave.
love you and leave you and like you later, but yeah, it's messed up.
You're in a singing mood. You just want to start singing,
I
don't you?
do. I don't know why I feel like that.
Well, after
So,
this, you could do a whole singing session while I
but
go
you know
eat.
what? I did look up something where it was talking about a statistics of marriage, and the most recent data from 2020 is said that, which shows that divorce rate in the U.S. and in the U.S. is around 39%, and in UK it's around 42%, and in Canada it's around 38%.
And I told you that in the same thing in the Adventist homes is, well, actually, not the first year marriages, most of the time about 50%.
Mm.
That's overall, but I guarantee, I don't even need to see the statistics. I guarantee first time marriages is about 50% divorce rate, maybe even higher. Could be closer to 60.
And that's them being together for at least 5 years. They say the first
No,
5 years is
no, that's, I mean, just being married the first time. It's not about
Mm.
the years. It could be 1, it could be 6 months.
Mm.
Just getting married for the first time, because the society has, you watch shows. I've been watching a couple of I like to binge watch shows, and the way people just, treat marriage, people, the world has conformed to that, where they just,
Just throw it around.
oh yeah, we got married for the wrong reason, so I don't want to be with you no more. Or, we got married, or you both got married and you both were broken,
Mm.
and you didn't try to fix yourself. And so then you just say, I'm just giving up. I'm just running.
At the end of the day, I think for me, as I really sit and think about, separation and people, you deciding to make that type of decision, that's a very serious decision to come to, where you just like, you know, you had a life with someone all that time to now just say, I just want to be by myself. Like, you come to that conclusion. You was never really unhappy. You was never really happy. You was unhappy, not just with yourself. You could be unhappy with yourself, just in everything else, just going wrong. Even your
Mhm.
marriage, and you just like, I just don't want to do this. It's deeper than deep. When you have come to that decision to just go and just start your life all over, as if whatever happened before is just totally is already in the past.
But that's not what they're thinking about at that time.
I'm just saying for me, just to really think about it.
Yeah,
think about that.
that's so. In other words, you only stay with me out of fear.
No, what? I'm gonna stay with you out of no fear. God don't give me the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. And when I made the decision to stay married to you, I was sound. I made that decision because we were working through our differences. We was working through our hard times, which a lot of people wouldn't have probably stayed through. But I knew at the end of the day, I think because of God and my determination to do, because I love marriage and I love our union, regardless how bad it was or how good things was getting. I knew I still wanted to be with you because I was committed to my love for you. It wasn't about, you can always go, you can always leave. That's the easy part. It's mentally committing yourself, commitment. And when you have truly committed to someone, it's deep down in your soul.
True.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
When you just deep down in your soul, where your commitment is
So
rooted.
you're just saying is that
it's rooted.
Love was not the only factor why we stayed together.
It's commitment. It was rooted in me because I saw how my parents have, even though they had their differences and they had went through some hot stuff, but because they was rooted in their commitment to one another, to death do they part. Until my father passed away, she was in. Even though a lot of days wasn't always good days, but I was rooted. I was rooted in it. I had made the commitment when I decided to be with you. I had made that decision in my heart and in my mind to be there through the good and bad. And when the person if it's not rooted in them, then they're gonna always be out.
That's true. So if a person wakes up one morning and decided that they wanted to leave, what would be the first cause? Like, you have a discussion. Should they seek professional help?
Yes, I would suggest if a person say, can we at least have a counselor? Let's try to work this out. I would say try it as hard as you can before you make that decision to say I'm gone. Go and do all the revenue that you can. Go speak to someone that you trust. Even if it's not a professional one or it's a spiritual advisor, speak to someone that's going to be mutual on
Not a
both
psychic.
parts. Of course, not a psychic. Please don't go to a psychic. But speak to someone that's on a mutual standpoint that's going to hear both sides.
Neutrally.
You know what I'm saying? And before things, really go to an end. You know what I'm saying? Because
but make sure you make the receipts that they're going to see it neutral,
right.
and both sides.
Right. And if you got a spot to say, let's just try it and try it. Actually really try it. Even though you have made the decision to go, wait for a minute and try. If the person is asking you, let's just try this, or explain to them what you're not getting or what you're not feeling. No, I'm serious, and be like, let's try it.
I got what you're saying because we just talked about that.
Let's truly dip in and see what can happen. And if it don't work, at least you have resorted all responsible, avenues to try to see if your marriage can really stand. Is it really, and don't do it because the children. Please don't do it because the children. Don't stay in a marriage because you got kids, because it's going to cause resentment.
Yeah, throughout the whole
you know what I'm
process.
saying? Then you're going to be like, I only stay with you for the kids, but then you ain't happy.
Well, that's why most
your
people,
kids know you ain't happy.
That's why most people divorce. That's why that goes when people divorce once the children reach a certain age.
Right. But then at the end of the day, you divorce, and then your kids can be a grown adults and they still upset that you guys not together.
Could you? Well, they do the co-parenting, but I remember back in the day, years ago, this got to be, 49? So this got to be 35 years ago. I met a girl who lived in the house with both parents, but they were not together. One lived on one side, the other one lived on the other side. She stayed in the middle, literally. And both parents lived in the house, but they was dating other folks, but they was not together. I can't remember if they were still married or not though.
Is that
it's
healthy?
Been so long. I don't know. She seemed to be pretty well rounded. She was a nice person. She was a nice girl. She was nice, sweet. If I'm not remember, but this is years ago. So like I said, I can't remember specifically.
One thing I see with that situation was that two parents, even though they wasn't working together, they was working to try to raise their child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they was not together, but they was they was together because of the sake of the child.
Well, yeah, they
And
lived in the
that's
same
before they start
vicinity.
using the phrase co-parenting.
Right, yeah. So
So
they
I mean, like people, we make up these terms, and people are doing this stuff way
well,
before we make up the terms.
people do terms to fit what makes them
To
feel
fit the
that it's
narrative.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would say, before you really decide to take your bags and go, really, really sit down and talk to your spouse and see what, like, how did you get to this point?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean that.
how did we
I mean
get
that
here?
aspect, yeah. But the problem is that sometimes, like as a male, we don't like to talk. So if a male's like, I'm leaving, he may not give the woman the reason why he's leaving. He may just be out. Some people just, you come home and the person's gone.
Well,
everything in the middle.
What would make a man want to open up and
The
truly
man.
say how you feel?
The man.
The man do.
There's nothing that can make a man open up besides the man.
Even if I'm like, baby,
nope, that
tell
actually
me
shuts us
what's
down.
going on.
That shuts us down even more.
It does.
Yeah.
So what opens it up?
The male.
The male.
That's it. It's just the male. You got.
He have to make a conscious decision to
almost like give the person space, give them time. And just have a hard conversation, but just give them space and time.
I guess at the end of the day, you don't want to be. If a person want to go, you don't want to be miserable.
Right? No, that's my point. So like, they like, I want to go. Like if I was like, I want to go, I'd be like, give me time, and just give the person time. Because the male is not gonna. Male does not. We just don't open up. Most males.
But I'm gonna say this. I really do believe marriage can heal. I really do believe that. And and I know for some people it won't happen because you just like you don't care. You made your
Why
mind
do you
up.
really believe marriage can heal?
Because, like I said, I feel like a person have to have it rooted in them to commit. When you have made a commitment to do something, you in it. You know what I'm saying? You done put your foot down and roots are growing, and you're not gonna let nothing break you away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. Because love can fluctuate. Where some days you be like, I don't love them, but then the next time you like, I love them. You know what I'm saying? That can come and go, and throughout marriage. But I was saying, but if you committed in a relationship, then you in it because you want to be it. You want to be there. A person do things because they want to do it. If they don't want to do something, they won't commit.
That's what I was about to say. For me, marriage can heal because
that's my take on it.
I know. I'm saying my take on marriage can heal is that for me personally, marriage is a contract that we have made with each other in face of God. Even though I've been, divorced, I did try my hardest. We both tried our hardest. I don't want to say it was the only one. We both did, but it just did not work.
Yeah.
But marriage can heal for me because
your voice is all creaky.
Yeah, I know my voice got kind of thing there. My marriage can heal because we, as a marriage, we are one. We're not one half, two halves. We're one whole. And with the marriage, it can heal whatever issues we have that we bring to the marriage. So that would be the reason. That's what I would say. If somebody asked me like, what do you mean by marriage can heal? Because marriage can heal, anything that somebody's going through. If your spouse is going to do something, you're there to pick him up or pick her up. You're there to help them. You're there to encourage them. You're there to be there for them. You're there to, be a shoulder to cry on. You're there to cheer them on. You're there to, push them to do something. That's why marriage can heal. Because constantly, like what I said earlier, in our marriage, you're constantly growing apart. But with your marriage, you can heal and bring it closer to and close those gaps that you may be going apart at. If that makes sense. And then things
makes
that
sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
In a sense, because I know we both growing. But I would say I'm growing, but I don't feel like I'm growing to the point where I'm growing apart from you, where I see life in a totally different wing, where I just feel like you shouldn't be in it.
Because we don't allow ourselves. But see, that's my
what
point.
I'm saying about the being rooted.
But that I know that's right. I'm saying we for us is not the situation, because even though we may be going, like you want to do the t-shirt, so you're growing to do your own thing,
right?
Now I can pull back, or I can go forward, or I could just stay where I'm at.
Right.
I could just be like, I don't want nothing to do with it. Just do whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's not helping the marriage.
Mm-mm.
You see, that's what I mean by growing apart.
Mm-hmm.
By you can be growing apart.
Okay, I see.
But
Not worrying about what the other person is doing, they goals, they dreams.
yeah, no,
They,
that's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, all
Just
of
like
that.
you go apart, but just
Yeah.
like do you and I do me.
But
That's
that's what
growing
I'm saying.
apart.
So you're not even looking into their life to see what they doing or what they want to do. So so like if I look at you and I be like, Pedro, is it something that you want to do that you haven't done that you just I want to support you with that. I mean, looking at them and actually being there for them. You know what I'm saying? Not being jealous, not none of that, but just being that support that they need. That person, like you said, the person that they can lean on.
Mm-hmm.
We all need that person that's going to be there.
That's right. That's what I
Mhm.
was saying. So, that's why we developed this marriage can heal
Mhm.
slogan.
And I'm gonna say, marriage is not easy. I get it. I know a lot of changes. You may not like some things they do. They look on the change after they have children. Marriage you go through a lot of different stages in marriage. And you can't suspect how it was the first year to be the same after you've been together 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Things just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
different.
you will expect after 10 years to not have the same problem that you had the first year.
Right. But I'm saying if you still
That's why it's growing.
well, yeah. Two people got to want to do that together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just think if you truly got two people that's willing to fight, willing to say, you know what, I'm not throwing in the towel. You know what I mean? And I feel like we really, I think your prayer life got to get more and more deeper, when you on that verge of saying you just want to go.
Well, yeah, I was gonna be my next to end it. I was gonna talk about the spiritual side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if you were spiritually together, spiritually grounded, that you have a good chance of, you got to bring God into it first off before professional help, because He's the true physician that can heal anything. But some people, because of their selfishness, they don't want to bring that aspect part of it in.
All right.
I think some people
feel like what God's supposed to do.
No. Actually, I was going to say some people don't bring it in because they know if they do, it will get fixed.
Well, yeah.
And they don't want it fixed.
Yes.
They want it to break. They want it to suffer. They want it to splinter.
Well, some people looking for a way out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't. They don't want to have to take care of their wife no more. They don't want to have to take care of their husband no more. Maybe a spouse that went ill, so now they feel it's too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they the only one working, so now you don't want to deal with that. That you don't want to have to feed them and the children and everybody else. It's becoming a weight, for some people. And I can see why sometimes people can be like, I don't want to do this no more when they just want to take the weight off their shoulders.
But that's why you should get help. That's why you should get
I'm just throwing
some
it out
professional
there.
help or some personal help, some family help. And talk to the spouse and say, look, this is a lot for me. Be honest. This is a lot for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot for me to take on. I love you, but it's a lot to take on. I just don't know if I can handle this.
Well, I need your help. Can you get some help? I know you haven't been working. I need you to get a job or something because I can't do it by myself.
Well, you just said, what if they're sick and they can't get a job?
Well, I was just saying, throwing different.
I know. I'm just saying. I was just throwing it back out to you, just saying like,
and see, that's when it become even harder because if a person is ill and they can't do what the person wants, you know what I'm saying? Then, it's a sad situation, where it gets to that. You're really tired.
Yeah,
when
no,
it gets
I'm
to
sorry.
that, when it gets
what
to
is
that,
late?
But when it gets to that standpoint, but it ain't easy sometimes. But if you just keep God first, if you want Him there, then He can do
all things to Him.
Yeah,
all things
you can do all things
possible.
through Christ, which strengthens you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
So I mean, but luckily we're not leaving anytime soon.
You rooted?
I don't know if I'm rooted, but yeah.
Well, if you ain't rooted, then you'd be telling me right now. Are you rooted?
What you mean? What you asking?
I need a yes or no. Are you rooted?
What do you think?
I want the yes or
No,
no.
I'm not
not in
gonna
your
give
brain.
you. I'm not gonna give you
Give
an
me
answer.
the yes or no.
Don't. You know what? Don't even go there because I'm still thinking with you about earlier. Don't do that.
Are you
Okay.
rooted?
I don't know. Are you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Are you rooted?
What'd you think?
I'm gonna ask you one last time, and
What you
then
think?
I'm gonna move off of it. I'm serious. Are you rooted?
What you think?
Okay then.
You don't like that, do you? Of course I'm rooted. I'm still here. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't rooted. Anyway, now you're in your feelings. Oh, sweetie, it's gonna be okay.
Hey, don't do that.
It's okay.
But don't do that, please.
Don't do what?
What you doing?
I'm just rubbing your shoulder.
Don't rub my shoulder. You're being sarcastic.
Because you already know that question.
No. I wanted you to answer the question.
What was the question again?
I'm not answering no more because I asked like 3 times.
I was trying to get you there.
I asked like 3 times.
So, okay. Well, do you want to end on that or you want to say something else?
No, I'm done.
You're done? Look at you. Look, you can't end it on that.
Yes, I can.
Listen.
I can end it on whatever I want to end it on.
Okay. Let me just say something real quick.
Go ahead.
So, as we said, if this is the situation for anybody out there,
yeah,
try to get help, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If you see signs, you're not alone. If you see signs that it could be happening, reach out to somebody. Actually, talk to your spouse.
Yeah.
And then if that don't work, then reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
So that'd be it for me.
All righty.
Since I don't want to admit if I'm rooted or not.
I asked you, was you rooted?
I am rooted. I'm always rooted. I've been rooted since day one.
That's all I wanted you to say.
Excuse me, but I've been rooted since day one.
You better been.
Whatever. I've been more rooted than you.
That's not true.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's not get into that. It's a whole nother show.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But right. We just want to say thank you again for joining us on the Marriage Can Heal podcast.
That's right.
Did you want to pray us out?
Go ahead.
You pray us out. Please.
No. Because I wasn't looking to pray.
But I wasn't looking. I really can't believe you just said that you wasn't looking to pray. We should always be looking to pray.
Should we?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let's pray. Okay, I'm just joking, guys. Let's pray. Lord, thank you, Lord, for this day. Lord, I just want to say, Lord, be with people in their marriages, Lord, that may be contemplating on leaving. I'm asking you, Lord, to fix their hearts, to come to you, to talk to each other, to open up in ways they never have before. Thank you, Lord, for this time and for this opportunity to talk about this. Lord, we love you and we thank you for your grace and your mercy. I pray in your son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So like we said, thank you for joining us today on the Marriage Can Heal podcast.
That's right.
If you would like to contact us, you can contact us at marriagecanhealpodcast@gmail.com.
Why you got to look at the screen? You should know it by now.
Because I'm tired. marriagecanhealpodcast@gmail.com. And if you feel impressed to donate, you can donate to our Cash App, which is the British # Marriage Can Heal 2, the number 2, or PayPal, which is at Goddess Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you rushing me for?
You talking slow.
Anyway,
Okay, but
if I talk too fast, then you have a problem. If I talk too slow, you have a problem. Fix your problem, woman.
You need to go to sleep.
Fix your problem.
Okay, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you again. I'm Pedro.
And this is Tara. And this is Marriage Can Heal podcast.
Peace.
Peace.